The Intrograde line has been Bandai's new attempt to get new fans of Gundam into Gunpla, and usually the Intrograde line consists of famous Gundams like the Strike Gundam, the New Gundam, or even the classic RX-78 Gundam. However, today we'll be looking at two arguably unrecognizable Gundams in the Intrograde line. We'll be looking at Build Metaverse's Intrograde Build Strike Exceed Galaxy and La Gundam. These kits are extremely cool and gets the opportunity for new fans to get some pretty unique Gundams in their collection. Welcome to the UViewer Hercules channel. My name is Grant, and let's get right into the review. Right here we have the two Intrograde Gundams. We have the Strike Exceed Galaxy one, and then the La Gundam. The Strike Exceed Galaxy is, of course, a retooling of the Intrograde Strike Gundam, and then this is a retooling of the Intrograde RX-78 Gundam. Both of these I actually have seen in Targets before, but they're also pretty accessible online for around the $15 price. I've seen this guy go for lower than that. I have not seen the Build Strike one go lower than 15 though. These Gundams are super cool. I really do like the pink on the Build Strike along with the almost lavender blue. It does stand out. This one is a little bit more okay. I really do like the transparent crest on the top of it, and these kits have no stickers, so even though the eyes are separated extremely nicely, there is no reflective lens cameras in them. Now, of course, we have two different figures, so we'll be reviewing them both separately. So we're going to start off with the Build Strike Gundam. So right here we have the Build Strike Gundam. Of course, as I said, no stickers. However, I did do a little bit of panel lining underneath the transparent pink, which is super cool. And for the articulation, you do have to be a little bit careful with these figures. They do sometimes fall apart. Like if you move the legs too far up, they might pop out just like that. So just be a little bit wary of that. However, it's not the biggest deal in the world. The head is on a really, really nice ball joint. The arms can go all the way around and can go out about that far. You do have a bicep cut and a pretty nice elbow bend, and then the wrists are on ball joints. And then you have a full accessed waist rotation and a decent ab crunch, not anything crazy. The hip skirt can move out of the way to get some pretty nice leg articulation. And there is no movable butt skirt, so you can't really move it back that far. And you can move it out pretty well, just be careful that the legs do like to pop off whenever you move them out just like that. The knee articulation is pretty solid. You can pretty much get all the knee articulation you wanted. And then you have hip pivots and up and down. So overall, pretty decent articulation for the Build Strike. And of course, it's an Intrograde. For some reason, this one has just kind of gone looser over time. It's not the biggest deal in the world because it's not like I can get it pretty good poses without it like falling apart, but just something to keep in mind. Let's get into the accessories. Here are all the accessories that the Build Strike Gundam comes with. This right here is the only non-new accessory with this model kit. This is just the standard Strike Blaster, the beam rifle. And like Intrograde, you don't have to even unsandwich the hands. They just slot in there extremely nicely and can be wielded extremely well. However, on this one specifically, the backs of the hands like to pop out. I just put some blue tack in there and it solved that issue pretty well. Just be careful when you're moving it side to side. You probably want to move it at the hand because it will just pop out. So a little bit unfortunate, but not the biggest deal in the world. Next, we have the shield. This also does have an adapter piece at the back, but the shield is pretty small and overall pretty lightweight. And with the adapter, it does just peg in to the back. However, this has a lot of holes in it, so you can kind of honestly plug it in a lot of different places, but it's just supposed to be plugged into the back of the forearm, just like that. And it's a pretty cool small shield. I don't know how much you'll actually be blocking with this, but it is pretty cool to have. It definitely adds a lot to the appearance of this Gundam. Next up, we have the new beam rifle. It has a beam rifle hilt and then a beam saber hilt, and it includes this nice pink effect part. You can plug it in here to make it a beam sword, It also goes into the shield. This is how I personally have it displayed, to have almost a beam sword shield. And it, of course, just slots into the hand, either or hilt side. And this is definitely the cooler beam rifle. No offense to the classic strike beam rifle. This is just really, really cool to see with this kit, and definitely adds to the much more beefier appearance that this kit has. Next up, we have the backpack slash plane unit. This is kind of puzzling to me. It can also be used as a weapon. It does have a little tab down here that you pull down, and you can put it pretty much anywhere. Like you can give it to the leg to have a super powered kick or something along those lines. However, it is supposed to be a backpack, and it does have a little bit of a transformation. You pull down this with this little tab right here, and then you proceed to rotate this and then fill that back in, and then it just goes on the back like that. It gives it a pretty nice look with a little bit tiny wings. Definitely actually adds a lot to this kit and makes it look that much just beefier. With this and then the newer beam rifle that it comes with, this kit looks kitted out. Especially for 15 bucks, it looks extremely kitted out. And this is by far my favorite of the two. Next up, we have the Law Gundam. Unfortunately, this one does have some pretty big issues. Like, I'm gonna get it right away. The arms like to pop off extremely easily. Of course, it's not gonna do it right now, but if you like to, rotate, get into some much more dynamic poses, they like to pop off. And if you like to move this around, this also does fall off. I've tried to put some blue tack in there. It helps a little bit. However, it does not fix the issue. And also, that head crest looks kind of goofy, but I also kind of like it. It's pretty much mixed to me. So, of course, it has a nice ball joint at the head, and the arms can go all the way around. Just, of course, be a little careful with that. They can go out about that far, but even up further if you use the joint that's in there. It does have a bicep cut with a little bit less than stellar, a little bit above 90-degree elbow bend. Not the worst thing in the world. And then you do have ball joints at the hand. Oh, man. Oh, I don't know if this thing can turn. I thought it could, but it does have a nice... Oh, look at that ab crunch. Oh, my. That is extremely impressive. And it's having trouble getting back up. That's all right. And then for the legs, you can move the hip skirt up. It's kind of blocking it. So I guess the legs can only go about that far. I'm trying to move it, but yeah. Legs can only go about that far. Can only go back about that far. And then if we move this up a little bit, they can go out about that far. It's not the greatest leg articulation without some modding. The knee bend is extremely nice. And then it does have pivots and can move back and forth for the feet. That is the articulation on the Law Gundam. Now it's time to get into the accessories. This is pretty much everything notable that the Law Gundam comes with, so it's quite a bit. We're going to start off with the beam rifle, which is literally just the RX-78 Gundam's beam rifle, but with a red sight. As cool as that is, it's a little bit lazy, especially since the Strike Exceed one came with a brand new beam rifle, but it can slot in there pretty tightly too. So I have no worry about that falling out at all, and you can get the nice poses with it. I'll take that out. It also does come with a shield. The shield can peg into the arms, and it can also peg into either backpack, and the shield is pretty small. I actually really, really do like the look of this shield. It has a lot of nice molded and detailing. The gray cross has grown on me quite a bit. At first, I kind of wished it was yellow, but the two color on this one, actually, I think it fits it extremely well. By far, the next, the main accessory comes with is this really, really nice spear. So it's 3 pieces. These are the 2 hilt pieces, and you connect them together, and then you put in the blade at the top. And this is a very, very tall accessory, taller than the Gundam itself. That arm's falling off again. Let's put that back on there. To connect it, you do have to take apart these, and then you just clip it in like that, and then he holds it extremely nicely. I've never had this, even though it does wobble, it's never come undone, which is extremely nice. And this is, of course, the accessory I display it with. This is the coolest accessory. Probably both of these kits, it's just such a nice accessory. Pretty much the reason why I bought this kit is because I thought this weapon looks that cool. And it comes with 2 backpacks. It comes with the standard RX-78 backpack, which you can include the 2 optional beam saber hilts in there. Just going to take a look at those. Those are pretty nice. Do have the hole on top. I don't believe this kit came with any beam sabers, unfortunately, but you can do it like that. And it's kind of a pain to get in there because it's not just the standard 2 peg connection. There's a lot more in there. But this is the brand new one. So we're just going to go ahead and put that on there. And it has 2 brand new slots for these super cool beam spear / javelin thing. So you just peg it in there. And then if you really want to, you can peg the shield on the back just like that. And that looks pretty cool, you know, for a nice stored position. And then you can just put the beam rifle in the hand. It's a really, really cool backpack that can carry a lot of the stuff. I really do appreciate that. It's time to now get into the accessories. Before we do that, this kit also does come with the head and the shoulders of the original RX. However, they're just extra parts. Accessory comparison time. All right, comparison time. We are going to start off with the high grade Revive Freedom Gundam. I personally think this one's a lot better, the Build Strike. I've included this guy in almost all my comparisons now. So we got the HGUC Gym, high grade Unicorn Destroy mode. We have a mobile suit that appeared in the same series as both these mobile suits. We have the 00 Command Quanta Desert type. And then we have the Origin Gundam. For some more general comparisons, we have it with a Lego minifigure. We have Aaron. A standard 6-inch figure, we have the 501st Phase 1. A deluxe transformer, we have Origin Jazz. And then we have the Sharpie. Even with their flaws, these kits are still pretty solid. They both look extremely unique, and especially since I've been wanting more unique Gundams in my collection, they fit right in. I would definitely recommend picking up these kits. They're really not that much work to build, especially if you're an experienced builder. They will take no time at all. Thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you have a good rest of your day.